in December, there were quite a few recalls of the H1N1 vaccine. The media spun it that, it wasn't strong enough to actually protect people. But now we have the actual details from the FDA. This is FDA.gov. We'll put it on screen for folks right now at prisonplanet.tv. It says 2010 biological recalls. And it says recall of influenza A H1N1 vaccine. And it gives multiple massive recalls of the vaccine. And we'll give people a document cam shot of that right now. Then continuing here is a story out of the National Post, big paper in Canada. Flu shots futile, study finds nursing home test didn't find proof immunization stops viruses. A new Canadian-led study has added to the simmering scientific dispute over flu shot campaigns, concluding that immunizing nursing home workers does nothing to cut the number of confirmed influenza cases among the home's elderly residents. So there are the facts. But ladies and gentlemen, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that these big companies are just making money off this. But it's a lot worse than that. Hitler was able to do what he did because people couldn't imagine that someone could be that monstrous, that evil. Stalin was able to do what he did because people couldn't believe it was really happening. Mao Zedong killed between 60 and 80 million people. The Chinese government says 84 million. Our media says 64 million. The point is that I played a CNN clip last week where they said Mao was good. When you get a big government, it always gets taken over by evil people who enjoy death and destruction. And I have literally hundreds of government documents. We cover them in my film End Game, Blueprint for Global Enslavement, where world leaders say they want to sterilize us, they want to poison us, they want to kill us. But you can't give somebody a shot and have them die an hour later. That would be too obvious. That's why from the polio shots to the modern shots today, literally thousands of media reports, hundreds of government documents, how live cancer viruses are added to most of the major vaccines, mercury, you name it. And it's so horrible, people have trouble even believing this. But this is really happening. This is really going on. I've seen AP reports where they've done tests of reservoirs that aren't connected to sewage treatment plants and aren't connected to runoff that shouldn't have Prozac and other drugs in it, but they're finding it at massive levels. It is being added to your water. I showed an ABC News article 2 weeks ago where kangaroos in Australia that drink fluoridated water that the citizens are drinking are dying in mass. You can pull up endless news reports. Farm animals die from fluoride, where they'll have a drought, so farmers or ranchers will give, in say one case in Colorado I saw last year, they will give fluoridated water that the citizens are drinking, and cows and horses drink a lot more water per capita, per body weight than humans, and they start dying. They start fracturing bones. They start going insane. They start having their hair falling out. You are being chemically attacked by design. There's the ABC News headline. Kangaroos dying of fluoride poisoning. This is the reality. Now, there are hundreds of other ways they're poisoning us and killing us. Every major GMO crop that gets approved has the side effect, but it's the main effect. They claim it's a side effect of reducing fertility and sterilizing mammalian species in the test of the rats and guinea pigs. Every major GMO food that gets approved in major top prestigious studies attacks the organs. In fact, Google this for them. GMO corn, study finds GMO corn causes organ damage. Study finds, there was one that came out from a major prestigious outfit, just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I sit here, there it is, Monsanto, you guys are quick. Monsanto GMO corn linked to organ failure, study reveals. In fact, print that for me. And the International Journal of Biological Sciences, one of the top 3 research journals. I mean, they know what's going on. And even if they don't know, and they just don't care and it's about profit, you need to know this is going on. You need to know this is happening. You need to be made aware of what's going on in this agenda. In fact, pull up the Times of London article. World's richest meet in secret to talk about overpopulation. And it says, we're establishing a global government to reduce population. Bill Gates gave a speech, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? We played clips of it here on air, where he said we've got to increase vaccination worldwide to reduce population. Just an open statement. And here's another issue. Most college grads were given the received knowledge that there's too many people and that humans are bad. And they feel like that this is happening to somebody else. No, this is happening to you. Put it back up on screen. There's the article. Billionaire club in bid to curb overpopulation. World's richest meet in secret at Rockefeller University in New York to talk about plans to reduce world population. You are being attacked. The male sperm count is down by over 85% in Europe and the United States. They've got studies per city where they fluoridate the water, where you'll have people in the studies, they'll test people that have lived most of their lives or their whole life in that city versus someone who's lived in a small town that doesn't fluoridate. Nothing wrong with their sperm. The people drinking fluoridated water, the sperm don't have tails. The sperm are deformed. The sperm are, but humans are so strong and our genetics are so strong, and there's millions of sperm that go out every time the mammals have intercourse, that still some make it through. Still, with that 13 to 15% of viable sperm we've got left, we can still continue human existence. And again, they can't have a soft kill or soft sterilization program happen overnight. It takes years for sodium fluoride and the other chemicals to build up in all of the organs. It takes years for this to happen. I had a scientist on, a month ago, going over now declassified government documents where not only did they have Agent Orange that they knew was sterilizing and causing cancer in our troops in Vietnam, they added a neurotoxin to it to cause brain damage. That is a secret 1996 Army report declassified in the last few months that we had a guest on, a toxicologist, to cover. I mean, folks, they know exactly what they're doing. And I know American Idol's on. I know your favorite TV show's on. I know they're having the Kite Festival down in Zilker Park today. I was down there. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. Everything looks fine. But all of this evil is going on around you. And because it's so incredibly draconian and oppressive, a lot of us have trouble admitting it to ourselves. Last night, before I took my wife and children out to dinner, I was sitting on the back porch, and it just hit me how real this is, how right we are, how incredibly open this conspiracy against free humanity is, and just how psychopathic and evil our government is. Remember, this is mainline history, not debated. Eugenics was born 155 years ago or so in England. It became dominant in the United States. The Kaiser Wilhelm Institute in Germany was funded by the Rockefeller Foundation that ran Cold Spring Harbor Eugenics Facility in New York, that runs the Human Genome Project today, that ran the program 37 years ago to take your baby's blood at birth secretly. I told you about that 14 years ago. Now it's mainstream news. Studying how to kill us, studying how to control us, studying how to take over. Our government created Adolf Hitler and set him up. He was the eugenics Führer. And Jesse Ventura's new book, by the way, has a chapter on Bush's grandfather, George Bush Sr.'s father, Prescott Bush, being the main Nazi agent in the U.S. That's London Guardian. That's Associated Press. You cannot make this up. Your life means nothing to these ruthless people. And if you have studied history, you would know that 9 times out of 10, ruthless mass murdering killers, the worst of the worst, get in control of society because they're the ones that have the hunger. They're the ones that have the desire for power and control and domination. So I ask yourselves, why are they forcibly medicating your water supply with a deadly poison? Why are you letting them do it? Why are you eating GMO food? Why are you giving your kids mercury-filled shots? Why are you going along with this? Why do you let them put your kids on Ritalin and Prozac? Why do you let them do all this to you?